Hi everybody, welcome to Intro to Accounting 2. I'm Professor Quinn, and part 1 of this orientation video is going to give you an overview of how we're going to be using Blackboard throughout the semester and the resources that are available to you on Blackboard. When you first log in, it will bring you to the announcements page that you see over here on the left-hand side. At the start of every week, I'll be posting an announcement here that will remind you of what's due in the upcoming week. That announcement also gets emailed directly to your Northern Essex email, so please make sure you're checking that email address often. The first announcement will direct you to come to this Read Me First section. So under the Read Me First section, there's some important reminders and information. First and foremost being what an online class is and what an online class is not. So if this is your first online class, you definitely want to read through these short bullet points under each classification. For emails, please make sure you're emailing me using the email address I've provided to you in the syllabus. I have disabled the feature to email through Blackboard as it doesn't get to me as quickly, and I like to get back to my students as quickly as possible. All of your grades for the semester, every homework assignment, quiz, and test grade will be posted under your My Grades tab here in Blackboard, as well under the Grades tab in Cengage now, so they'll be in both locations. In terms of resources that you'll find here in Blackboard, the first one is called Professor Quinn Example Videos. So over here you see a link called Professor Quinn Example Videos. These are YouTube videos where I go through either the same exercise or problem in your textbook or a similar one, and I've indicated here which one I'm covering or which one it's similar to, and I've also included the topic. So even if I'm not covering the exact question that you're working on, I might be covering the topic. So make sure to come in here if you're having some difficulty doing your homework. Watch some of these videos. Students in the past have said that they have been extremely helpful for them, so definitely don't forget about those. Another resource you're going to find here is the tutoring. We offer tutoring in both Haverhill and in Lawrence at the Riverwalk campus, so you'll find that fall tutoring schedule located here. If you're unable to make it to campus and you need some tutoring help, the college offers online tutoring through something called Smart Thinking. So all of the information and directions on how to access Smart Thinking is included here for you as well. Under additional resources, there's two resources. The first is called Accounts Refresher, and the second is called The Basics. So if it's been a while since you've taken Accounting 101 or the summer's kind of washed away your memory of debits and credits, these two very brief documents will help kind of refresh your memory about those things. So for Accounts Refresher, it's going to tell you which accounts are assets, where they're located on the financial statements, how they increase, all of those types of things. So you can print those out or just use those as a reference if you need them. Under the discussions link, you have two discussion board posts that will be available to you all semester. The first one is called A Piece of Advice. So this is where you get to post your best piece of advice for your classmates at any point during the semester. So if you found that there's a certain resource that you've been using that's really helping you do great in this class or do great on the exams, post it here to help your classmates. Remind them of that great study tool that you're using that they might find helpful as well. You'll see that there's already 8 posts here, and those 8 posts are from from students that have already completed this class and have left their best piece of advice for all of you who are now going to be taking the class. So definitely read through those. These are students that have already successfully done this course, so they're leaving you what they have found to be their key to success. The second one is called Have a Question. So if you're sitting doing your homework one night and you're getting stuck, you've checked your work, you've watched all the videos, it's late at night, so you know I can't get back to you immediately, you can actually post your homework question here. And please make sure it's only homework questions, not quiz or test questions. And maybe one of your classmates can help you by answering your question. If you're finding that there's a chapter that you're really having a solid understanding of, pop into this discussion board post every once in a while, see if there's maybe a question that you can answer for one of your classmates. So you have 9 important tasks that you need to complete in order to get started in this course. So first and foremost, you're going to watch both of the orientation videos. They're very important. They have a lot of great information, so please watch them in their entirety. You're going to read through the entire syllabus. This is our contract, so it has all of the information, all of the policies that we have for this course. So if you need to refer to it at any time, you can always find it here on Blackboard. Once you've read through the syllabus, you're going to sign and date the syllabus agreement form and submit it to me through Blackboard, and this is your first graded homework assignment, so please make sure you get that one done. You're then going to print out the calendar and the homework quiz and test schedule that's below. And you definitely want to print it out because this is a way for you to stay on track by checking things off as you complete them. It's really important for you to stay on track when you're in an online course. It has all the due dates and times for every assignment, quiz, and test that you have to complete this semester. So really make sure you print out both of these. You want to introduce yourself to your class using the discussion link that's below, and please make sure you respond to at least 2 of your classmates' introductions. This is also a graded homework assignment. You're going to want to read through the email etiquette document that's below, as there's some important information included in here. You are all going to be in the business field, whether that's business or hospitality or accounting, and email is a common form of communication, and we need to start thinking about how we communicate through email in a proper business way. So there's some email etiquette tips that I've included in there for you. You want to complete the syllabus scavenger hunt quiz. That's also a graded homework assignment. And then you're going to click on the Cengage Now link on the left-hand side of the screen and follow the instructions to get logged into our course. And then finally, you're going to complete the first assignment in Cengage Now. I strongly recommend that you download the Blackboard app for your phone. It is 100% free, and you will receive all the announcements that I post for the class when I've posted a grade for you in Blackboard right on your phone. The directions on how to access that Blackboard app and sign in are all included in here for you. I can't stress it enough, the benefits of having this app. Students have said it's life-changing having all of those announcements coming directly on their phones for their courses. So definitely make sure you download that. This is where you're going to find that wonderful printable calendar, the printable homework quiz and test schedule, and the full syllabus that you're wanting to read through before you sign that syllabus agreement form. A couple quick things to point out. First and foremost is that I do not offer any extra credit assignments ever, so that means not at the beginning, middle, or end of the semester. That is because I count 30% of your final grade towards homework, and you get to decide whether that homework grade is an A or an F. And that truly is in your hands. And that's more than any extra credit assignment would ever provide to you in terms of adding to your final grade. Every homework assignment is a prerequisite for the next assignment, quiz, or test. So you have to stay on track and you have to give yourself enough time to work on these assignments. You have to receive an overall score on every lecture assignment or homework assignment of a 72.5% or better in order to move on to the next assignment. You get 2 attempts on lecture assignments, 3 attempts on homework assignments. So if you receive a 72.5 or higher on the first attempt, but you'd like to improve your grade, you can take that assignment again. And the highest grade you receive for each assignment counts for your grade in this course. But only attempts that are submitted by the due date and time will count towards your final grade. So if you got a 75 on that first attempt and you take it again and get a 95 and it's submitted before the due date and time, that 95 will count for you in this class. So again, it's in your hands if your 30% of your grade is going to be an A or an F and anywhere in between for this semester. So take advantage of this. Budget your time appropriately. You also have to receive a 72.5% or better on the assignment that's listed before a quiz or exam in order to access the quiz or exam. You don't have to get a required grade on a quiz or exam to move on. So, for example, once you've received a 72.5% or better on the Chapter 9 homework assignment Part 3, quiz number 1 will open for you, as well as Chapter 10 lecture assignment Part 1. So that list that you see in that homework, quiz, and test schedule, the assignment that's listed before the quiz or exam, you do have to have that 72.5% or better. If you do not complete an assignment on time, you do not submit an assignment by the due date, you will still have to complete that assignment. You will still have to receive a 72.5% or better, but you will receive 0 credit for it in this class. You will notice that most chapters, I give you a full 2 weeks to work on assignments. That does not mean you get a week off. Let me make that very clear. This is a 3-credit course, which means based on a 3-credit course, the college's policy is that you should be spending an average of 8.5 hours per 3-credit course a week on work for that course. So even the weeks you do not have assignments, you still should be spending around 8.5 hours on this course, which means you should be retaking assignments. You can get ahead in the class. So if you know you have a busy week coming up, work-wise, family-wise, whatever, you can get ahead. So budget your time accordingly so that you don't get stuck trying to submit all of the assignments that are due for a chapter on the night they are due, because I'll tell you right now, you will not have time to complete them all. So you really have to go in and schedule time as if you had to come to class every single week to work on this course. It is your responsibility to manage your time properly. I do know that things can come up, so I allow every student 2 extensions on homework assignments during the semester. So this does not apply to quizzes or exams, but it applies to 2 assignments. Those are not chapters worth of assignments. That means if you need an extension on the Chapter 9 homework assignment Part 2, that's one of your 2 extensions. An extension does not give you 24 extra hours on all of the Chapter 9 assignments. In order to get the extension, you have to email me prior to the due date and time, and you'll automatically be given a 24-hour extension. No more than 2 extensions will be granted to each student. I know things happen, life gets busy, you're working full-time, part-time, you have children to care for, you're taking other classes, but so do the other students in this class. It would be entirely unfair for me to allow one student 4 or 5 extensions, but only allow the rest of the students in the class 2. I'm sure you would be very upset if you found out that one of your classmates received more extensions than you were allowed. So you have those 2, you can get ahead in the class, and you have nearly 2 weeks for almost every chapter that we cover to get your work done. So you really have to budget your time appropriately. It is essential that you do this homework because this is a fully online course, and if you're not doing the homework, you're not going to be able to access the quizzes or exams, and then you'll end up doing poorly on those quizzes or exams if you don't give yourself enough time. Remember, you have to have a 73%, which is a C, or better in this class in order to move on to the next required course in your program. So if you're a business transfer program, that's managerial accounting. If you're a business management program, that's finance, business finance. And if that's accounting program, that's all upper level accounting. So you have to make sure you're staying on track in this class because it will impact future classes and when you can take them. The syllabus agreement form is below here, as is the scavenger hunt quiz and the link to introduce yourself to your classmates. The final thing here that I'm going to talk about is Cengage Now. Most of you have taken Accounting 101 probably in the spring or summer semester, and when you did, you bought a package bundle at the bookstore that came with the textbook and a Cengage Now access code. Some of you might have just purchased the Cengage Now access code, and if that is the case, you do not need to buy anything else for this class. We are using that same textbook. It's the 27th edition Accounting by Warren, Reeve, and Dukoch. If you haven't taken Accounting 101 in a while, or you're transferring in from another school, you might have to buy materials. You do have the option to buy something that's called Cengage Unlimited. It is basically Netflix for textbooks, where you pay one subscription fee and you get to access every book that Cengage publishes. We use a lot of Cengage textbooks in our business courses, as you can see from that short list that's provided here. But I've also provided major specific documents that tell you which courses will be covered by a Cengage Unlimited access code. There's different subscriptions. There's 1 semester, 1 year, and 2 years. So make sure you look through your major specific list, look at the courses that you still have remaining for your program, and figure out what would be the cheapest and best option for you. You can also get a print rental for $7.99 when you access Cengage Unlimited. There's information here about Cengage Unlimited, and down below you have all the instructions and a walkthrough screenshot by screenshot of how to access our course in Cengage Now. Down here, if you end up having any technical difficulties, please try to follow some of these wonderful tips that have been provided to you by Cengage. There is also a hotline that you can get in touch with. If you're having issues, definitely let me know. Typically, I can't solve those issues for you, but let me know if you are running into any technical issues. So that is the end of part 1. Part 2, we'll get into all of the benefits and features of Cengage Now.